You got to put a Marcus Garvey mural up. Are you, or unless you're scared. I hope you ain't too scared to do that. But then again, I'm not here to speak negative of Howard. I love Howard. In fact, my wife's great grandfather was on the first line of Omega Sci-Fi at Howard. Like literally, they have to memorize his name. When Francis Taylor, I think that's his name. I think all the Qs have to memorize his name, and he pledged at Howard. So there's beautiful history at Howard, but y'all know that the colonialism piece shows up everywhere in some of our HBCUs. I think that's something we have to address in all due respect. All right, so moving on. They bitterly resented the draft law, and by the summer of 1863, angry protests and outbreaks of violence had occurred in nearly in every northern state. The headlines of one Pennsylvania paper read, quote, willing to fight for Uncle Sam, but not for Uncle Sambo. That was the headline of the newspaper in Pennsylvania. Instead of fighting Confederate soldiers, Northerners turned on innocent and defenseless free blacks. So they actually started to hurt black people because of this war. They started getting mad at black people. They killed hundreds of black people. Isn't that interesting? How many of y'all knew that? Anybody else learned that in school? Yes or no? Anybody learned that they were so angry about having to fight for black people that they started killing black people? How many of y'all? Anybody hear that in your public school? Where you're letting white people teach your kids black history. Anybody whose public school taught them that the whites in the North, your allies, were so mad about being asked to fight for black people that they started killing black people. Anybody hear about that? Anybody? Okay, just checking. Thank you, Dr. Claude Anderson, for filling in our gap of ignorance because I did not know these things. So he says here, instead of fighting Confederate soldiers, Northerners turned on innocent and defenseless free blacks, killing hundreds of them. According to written reports, many blacks were literally butchered. Butchered. White draft rioters looted businesses, killed and terrorized blacks for nearly a full week before troops from West Point and Gettysburg battlefields arrived and restored calm. So they butchered them, destroyed their businesses, and terrorized them. And this wasn't even the South. This was in the North. So now I hope you'll understand that me fully believing that we have no true friends does not make me a crazy radical black man. I think it makes me an honest man that sees truth, and that's what I see. I don't see anybody coming to save us. So, but the good news is that you can save yourself. You got this. I think you have everything you need. I think that while we can certainly talk all day about how people have done us dirty, people didn't give us what they promised, people didn't show up, that's all data. That's all data. And that data can lead you to a truth that actually helps you elevate to a level that's better than the one you had before. Because what that does is that releases the baggage. You're not carrying the false promises anymore. You're not waiting on the sidelines for a bus that's never going to arrive. So all that energy you put into sitting around worshiping white folks, hoping that somebody's going to save you, you can put that same energy into one fundamental truth. And the fundamental truth is that we can save ourselves. There's never going to be a white man anywhere that's going to stop you from reading a book. You'll never meet a white man that stops you from starting a business. There is no whites only sign on the stock market. You can invest whenever you're ready. There's nobody that's ever going to stop you from taking care of your kids. Ain't nobody going to stop Jen from educating those black kids in California. I'm going to bring Jen in here because I need y'all to meet a solid black woman. She's out here really getting it done. And there's a lot of you out here that are doing it. There's nobody stopping you. And the only people stopping us are ourselves because we get distracted and we follow false promises and we do things the wrong way and we're going in the wrong direction because the propaganda is very, very loud. So I want to be consistent and clear and repetitive when I say that if you get this wealth thing down, if you nail it in this generation, if you just make the commitment to invest consistently, the same way you're paying your bills consistently already, then your children are going to, at the very least, be economically free, which is going to remove them from the corporate plantation, which will give them access to a better, high quality life where they're operating on a higher frequency.